Democrats and the mainstream media just can't stop calling former President Trump a threat to democracy. Time and time again, we've heard them repeat the same phrase ad nauseum. Is he really? The former president has been busy on the campaign trail, and yesterday's visit to an Atlanta Chick-fil-A is now going viral online. Trump treated customers to chicken and milkshakes, appealing to voters with a campaign strategy, and some argue just a personality trait of meeting people, of meeting voters where they are. Watch.
So can I have 30 milkshakes and also some chicken? I'm going to take care of the customers.
I will never understand why he stands like this. It's very, very weird. That's weird, but she's right. She is describing an immutable law of politics that is as true in America in 2024 as it's ever been around the world. You cannot be a fascist if you buy people chicken and milkshakes. And as I have said many times on the show, I think that Mussolini could have avoided a lot of negative press if he had just handed out stromboli and gelato, because you can't be a fascist if you do that. They really think that we're stupid over at Fox News. She transitioned smoothly from, they say he's a threat to democracy. You know, the guy who launched a coup, but how could that be so when he bought chicken sandwiches for people? I mean, look, a lot of people online don't have a lot of respect for their audience, but I think that that is really striking a new path, a bold new path to not giving a damn about the people that are listening to you. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Listen, in order for the Damage Report to keep on going, we need viewers like you to become a member on YouTube. Can you click the join button on YouTube today? Thank you. But we're not gonna be that easily fooled, okay? We understand what is going on right now, and we understand what Donald Trump has done in the past. Although there might be attempts to distract you from that. Take a look at this.
Just like what happens after every eclipse, everybody knows Trump's gonna leave office just like he did the last time.
I hope not. I remember the last time, Jesse Waters. I think you probably do too. But anyway, I do want to turn back to Chick-fil-A because this is very important to Fox News. Jesse Waters is mad at the media, not for the same reason as the first host that we showed you. It's not about calling Trump a threat to democracy, but he's mad that they're not focusing on his trip to Chick-fil-A. In fact, he said on his show, for which he earns millions of dollars a year, that the coverage of Dexter Reed's killing by police is a plot by the media to hide Donald Trump's visit to Chick-fil-A. Now, if you're not familiar with this, Dexter Reed is an individual who was tragically killed by police in an incredibly suspicious situation wherein they fired 96 shots at him in less than 1 minute. It is an objective tragedy. And Jesse Waters will acknowledge it very briefly, but only for the purposes of pointing out how the media is being mean to Donald Trump. Okay, he cares more about the 30 milkshakes and the handful of chicken sandwiches than about the 96 bullets and the fact that a man is dead. And in both of those cases, Jesse Waters and is it Emily Compagno, they say all of this. It was not something that they stumbled into. They wrote it into a teleprompter because they thought it was a killer argument. They thought they were winning with this thing. I think it's utterly ridiculous. But Brett, what do you think?
I mean, the saying that Trump can't be a threat to democracy because he bought Chick-fil-A has a severe, like Hitler was an artist vibes. Yeah, those things are true. Both those things are true. He went and bought things. Also, if you buy water for someone voting in Georgia, you go to jail. Yeah. Donald Trump is running for president. He bought a bunch of Chick-fil-A for people at a campaign stop. How is that any different? Like, if a Democrat did that, they would become the #1 threat to democracy in America. And this is the thing, I have a whole video coming out about this over the weekend, I believe, on Rebel HQ. It's about the anatomy of this insane thing they do at Fox News. They're not mad at Donald Trump for trying to end democracy, which he did. He said, he called and was like, hey, I need you to find more votes than I lost by and give them to me. He encouraged people. His supporters are down there saying, hang Mike Pence. He wanted, if he could, we all know it. We all know it with every fiber of our being. They know it, that Donald Trump wasn't just gonna walk away. He didn't try to just walk away. He seriously entertained the thing that much of our democracy depends on, which is people saying, listen, yeah, I wanna challenge this, but doing so is false. It's just my hubris, so I'm gonna walk away. He didn't do that. He challenged it in ways that now it is incumbent upon the Democrats, the people opposing him, to show up and say, what Donald Trump is doing is a threat to what we call America as we understand America with all its flaws. They want us to seem crazy for calling out what happened, for calling out the truth. Laura Ingraham, as you'll see in the video that I made, Laura Ingraham takes the next step. And she says that the Democrats, well, if that's their position, they're gonna have to stop him, aren't they? So they're gonna have to lock him up. And now they're locking up their political opponents, which is like someone goes and vandalizes all the houses in your neighborhood day in, day out. And I say, that guy vandalized that house, that guy vandalized that house, that guy vandalized that house. Things that are undeniably true. And they're like, this guy is crazy. Every time I talk to this guy, he's talking about how someone vandalized a house in a neighborhood. It's like, that's illegal for reasons. We shouldn't allow it for reasons. You know the reasons, but that's not in line with your political agenda, which is to have the guy who's wanting to end democracy become the next president of the United States and give him the keys to be able to completely do that. And it's dope. Sorry, John. I feel like I tangibly ruined your day with that.
No. I mean, look, the truth often is not fun, unfortunately, but I don't disagree with you. And we're gonna go to a break in just one sec, but because I think we're only gonna get to one story on the other side, I feel like I can go over just slightly and remind everyone that something is being lost in this, okay? And it's not about fascism, and it's not about elections. And it's not even about chicken sandwiches, okay? It's about the milkshakes. Because Jesse Waters has been very clear about one thing above all else on his show, and I'll remind you of what that was here.
Joe Biden used a straw. Now, if you've seen me on The Five or on Prime Time, you know I recommend that all men refrain from using straws. It's unbecoming. The way a man's lips purse, the size of the straw is just too dainty. The way your fingers clasp on it, no, come on. Straws are for women and little kids.
Well, I don't know if you're familiar with a milkshake, Jesse Waters. Do you know what one is? Do you know how one consumes it? Donald Trump had a big thirst for the milkshake. How do you think he drank it? Is he a woman? Is he a little kid? Was he dainty? Did his lips purse as he drank his Chick-fil-A milkshake, okay? And worse than that, it wasn't just that he did all of these things that you're coding as, but not stating, make Biden gay when he uses a straw, but he bought 30 of them. Okay, if he wants to be dainty with a straw, that's one thing, but he bought dozens for all sorts of people. And was there a kid in that group? Is he getting that kid to be dainty? Was he grooming via that milkshake? But I love that it's utter inconsistency. So Biden drinks from a straw, he's gay. Trump is sucking down a milkshake from a straw, total alpha. Joe Biden goes to an ice cream shop, that's elitist. He goes to Chick-fil-A, well, that's a man of the people. He's just compassionate, he's helping people out. They attack Joe Biden for having like a photo op. This is the most obvious photo op in history. He didn't just happen to get recorded there. And so it's just the utter inconsistency. Can you be, I know you're not gonna be consistent on the economy or foreign policy or something like that, but at least on straws, could you be consistent?
And
anyway,
if
quick
you've
final
made,
point.
And friends, if you've made it this far in the video, go back and watch the initial clip when Trump is ordering the milkshake, because the way it sounded to me, he was buying the chicken for everyone there. But the way he ordered the milkshake, it was like the 30 of them were for him.
Yeah, maybe we'll put that in there. Anyway.